Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is the Adventures of Star Saver for the Game Boy. And believe it or not, this did get an American release, even though it seems like something that would have very much been released in Japan. Pretty underrated Game Boy game, and we kind of see the story here. You and your sister are police officers. You both get kidnapped just out of nowhere by this UFO as aliens attack the city. This spaceship gets dropped off. Not the spaceship, but a space suit gets dropped off. And so do you, but without your sister. Apparently, as soon as this UFO leaves, this spacesuit has a mind of its own and wants to help you rescue your sister. I believe you could play as a girl in the Japanese version if the guy got captured or something, or defeated or lost a life, and you would have to have her rescue him, but they took that out in the Western version for some strange reason. Probably to make it harder. But controlling the game is pretty simple. B lets you shoot, A lets you jump, left and right let you move around. And if you press A and B at the same time, you can use the bow power-up we just picked up to grab onto platforms in case we fall off for whatever reason. That P icon lets us regain our spacesuit in case we get hit at any time. And we want to be careful when we're on this platform because it is moving, after all. This little planet is a moving platform. Thankfully, it stops moving. And this lion head allows you to be invincible, which is cool. And I want to make sure that I touch the platforms as I go around, and that I also grab the two icons that just showed up out of nowhere. The gun gives us a three-way shot if we're in the spacesuit, the little mech, and the feather power-up allows us to press A a second time and glide to the right, or whatever direction we're facing. And I definitely want to avoid these fireballs because I don't like them. And you want to watch out for some of the enemies because they do split into 2 or 3, especially when fired upon. And we also want to avoid these flame jets. There's another P power-up. And we don't want to touch those flame jets because those will stun us. And we also want to avoid that dog too. Very Japanese-ish enemy. And we get to take on a mini-boss. We want to make sure that this guy does not crush us as we shoot at him. As long as this guy is flashing, he is invulnerable. And now this guy is currently flashing, and you want to stay away from this guy when he dies, because the stars can stun you, and the enemies can basically just outright knock you out of your mech suit. Thankfully, I got stunned, but that was about it. And by leaping into this monitor-looking block, we can go on to the next stage. Now, there are 2 flashing things. One to the left, one to the right. We want to leap on the one on the right 3 times. And we want to stomp on the one to the left 3 times to fully open that bridge. Also, you want to shoot the flashing spots in the walls, and also jump onto the flashing space in the floor to get past that part. Now, as for these parts, you want to shoot down the notes when they move around in the circle, and you want to avoid these waves entirely. Those waves will also stun you. I forgot to talk about this little space Dorito. This also gives you invincibility if you grab it, and you can get it off certain enemies too. So if you see a space Dorito, you definitely want to grab it. It's not really called a space Dorito, but I do want to get it anyway. And whenever you see that 4-point star, you definitely want to shoot it down in order to get the power-ups. It always gives you a gun and a feather every time. And now, we want to get over to this platform, this second one that's not moving, and we want to leap on it 3 times. And we want to leap up here and leap all the way to the last platform. These blocks should be easy to shoot down with the 3-way shot, and if we jump onto the line's back, we'll get out of the area, and we'll be warped to just before the boss. And if you need a mech, well, you'll definitely get one right where you land. Now, shoot this guy when he opens his eyes. You should be able to get 2 hits on him tops. He always does the leap twice before making it to the other end, so you want to stay on one end of the screen and let him come to you. When he opens his eyes nearby, you want to time it so that you don't do that, obviously. And you just want to run under him, so that way you can get to the other side. Now, I'm not in my mech suit. If I get hit again, I lose a life. I do not want to lose a life. Also, you do not have rapid fire when you are not in the suit. So you want to make sure you're in the suit at all times. It just makes everything so much easier. You only get to have 1 shot to fire off at a time, so you definitely want to make sure that you time your shot at the right moment. You're better off shooting this guy when he is close to you. So if you can kind of fire it off at a far distance like I just did, you should be good. Just some careful platforming here. Jump into the monitor. We are now in stage 3. And we get the mech suit back every time we start a new stage. So that's always good. I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. I'm going to do at least 2 stages every video. That way I can figure out what's going on up ahead. See if I can find any more bonus areas. And there will be more. And in the next video, we're going to take on stages 3 and 4. So join me then, why don't you? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!